Hi everybody, it's Mark Oman back with another Medical Marketing Monday, and today we're going to talk about social media as it relates to networking and how social media can become the virtual network for your practice. Now, one thing a lot of clinics have to think about when they consider diving into social media being Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Google+, and a handful of other sites, is you always want to determine what's the return on investment. Is this going to be worth the effort? And with traditional return on investment numbers, we always like to look at dollars and patients generated, new procedures done. But what I'm going to show you today is those numbers aren't always available in social media, but that doesn't mean that there's not potential for your clinic in social media. And when we look at social media, we relate it to traditional networking. Now, most of you are familiar with traditional networking. If you start up a new business, a new practice, one of the first things you want to do is build your referral base. You want to get out there and meet other physicians in similar areas who can refer patients to you to build that referral network. So in traditional networking, one of the first goals is referral partnerships. And some of how you might do that is through cocktail parties, your typical mingling, and networking groups, joining associations, attending peer groups, just to build a list of people you know. So that you can gain insight from them and also possibly build your practice. Now, some of what comes out of all this traditional networking, and this is the way it's been for generations, is traditional networking gives you advice. It brings you insight into how to run a clinic. What you can learn from mistakes others have made and how to build your practice better. And really being involved in that discussion can help you be a better business person. It can help you choose vendors from other clinics who have had similar problems to yours, and they've already found a resource that they trust. They can pass that name along to you, so you can get past a lot of the due diligence of finding vendors on your own. And also, finally, patient referrals. Networking with other doctors. What a great benefit to find a doctor who can refer patients to you when they see them, and you can provide the services that the patient needs. Now, what you'll notice out of these traditional, what comes out of traditional networking, we have a dollar sign in front of patient referrals because true ROI is only easily calculated from actual direct patient referrals. But it doesn't mean there's not still value in traditional networking in receiving advice and not making the same mistakes others have made, and finding good vendors and simplifying that process for you. So although you don't find a true ROI number in these top two items, it doesn't mean that traditional networking doesn't have a lot of value for those areas. And that ties in directly with social media. When looking at social networking, we keep a lot of these same goals and a lot of these same results are the ideal for effective social networking. We want to look for referral partnerships. Are there other doctors out there in the area who can refer work to us? We want to look for other email marketing opportunities. Are there other groups, associations, practices who we can joint market and email with? Are there opportunities for guest blog posts? Guest blog posts help to share and show your thought leadership to an industry, and they also help to drive traffic through to your website directly from a readership of another blog, and also they give signals to the search engines that you're out there and you're active in the community and that you have an opinion to share and it's worthwhile putting on another site. An opportunity to do interviews. As you meet people through social media, you can find out who has an influential blog that you could guest blog posts on and who could possibly interview you to get your name out there. And again, share your thought leadership and create more visibility for your practice. And also social sharing. You find other doctors, other influencers on social media who can take your message and share it out to their thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s of followers to create more visibility for your practice. Now again, many of those items don't tie directly back into ROI like we like to think about it. Typically with ROI, we think of traffic to a site that turns into a lead, that turns into a patient. It's very easy to determine ROI numbers from that, but there's a lot of residual effect to social networking that doesn't directly tie into ROI, which you should consider when determining if you want to take the plunge into social media and how many resources you want to put towards it, such as authority. Simply by being active on the social networks is going to build your authority online, much like you could build your authority in the community by taking part in local networking groups, by taking part in social media, you can build your authority online so you become more of an influencer yourself, and your message carries more clout as you share it. More visibility. The more authority you have and the more followers you have, you also gain more visibility. This goes back to the traditional advertising term of cost per 1,000 impressions, where you're not necessarily tying every view of your ad to a purchase, but you know that there's this residual effect in branding and getting your message out there, and seeing your name in Twitter streams, on Facebook, on Google Plus has a residual effect that can't always be tied directly to a patient, but you know there's a value in getting your name out there for building credibility. Which brings me right to the next one, which is credibility. By seeing your name more and more online, patients, referral sources will both give you more credibility because they see you're active in the industry, and as well as the search engines. They're going to see you more active, give you more credibility, and feel free in directing more traffic to your site. Again, the end result is traffic, but it's not easily tied to your social media efforts in most cases. And finally, thought leadership. Getting your insight out there on a new procedure, a new technology, a new trend in your area of practice, and showing to the community that you are a thought leader, and not only being able to share your own voice, but also what comes over from traditional networking, advice from your peers, and being part of that sounding board on what's new, what's the latest trend, is it good, is it bad, and collecting that insight from your peers, as well as sharing your own insight, is going to not only make you a better doctor, but also give you more thought leadership and visibility online. So I hope that proved beneficial. As usual, we always love to tie everything right back down to a direct ROI number, but with social media it's kind of a different beast, and I just wanted to shed some insight for you on other ways that you can gain value out of social media without always getting stuck in the trap of thinking, if we create a Facebook account or a Twitter account, how many patients can we relate that to? When there's definitely other means to grow your clinic without directly tying them to patients. And in the end, what we see is the clinics who do this, the doctors who are most active on social media, are also the doctors who are getting the most patients. There's definitely a correlation to the number of patients and consultations through your door for the doctors who are active, but we can't necessarily say that it's directly caused by the social media activity, but generally they go hand in hand. The doctors who are most influential in their network are also most influential online, and they're also the ones speaking at conferences, and they're the ones who are gaining the most patients and the most visibility online and the thought leadership. So the social media world sort of extends out of traditional networking, which those practices were already good at, and now they've extended it over to the social media world, which works really well for them and can be a great reason for you to get involved with social media as well. I hope you found that informational. It's great to see you again, and we look forward to seeing you next time for Medical Marketing Monday. Bye.